All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another free training. This month we are doing live website critiques, which is going to be a lot of fun. So thanks for joining. We've got a good crowd on here today. We're going to be going through 6 different sites and just kind of looking them over and hopefully giving you guys some good ideas on things that you can do. My name is Will Hankey. My company is called Window Treatment Marketing Pros. We specifically do digital marketing for window treatment and outdoor awning related signs. So basically both sides of the window, you could say. We are veteran owned, 22 years in digital marketing, and we are family owned. Our mission is to help 1,000 businesses across the U.S. grow in the next 12 months. So we've got quite a big target to hit. I'm pretty excited about that. Today's training is just one of those pieces, hopefully to help you guys grow your business, get more leads, and get more traffic to your site. And obviously more phones ringing would be fantastic as well, right? Couple quick housekeeping items. First of all, use the Q&A button there. Some of you guys have already jumped in there and said you could hear me, all that good stuff. So if you do have any questions along the way, pop them into there, and then I'm going to do my best to multitask and watch those questions as they come in and answer them. If I miss it, you might repeat it a little bit later on or near the end when we're finishing up. I want to make sure I get everybody's questions answered for sure. The September training will be probably announced in the next day or two. What I'll do is I'll send out the replay to this and also announce the September training. If there's anything in particular you would like to learn about in more particular or in more specific areas, shoot those to me, will@wtmarketingpros.com. Be happy to hear those and take some ideas and train you guys on whatever it is that you want to learn more about. Facebook Friday, I'm starting to do Facebook Lives at 10 a.m. This week, we're going to be talking about where do you get started with digital marketing? So I had a treatment company in Miami, and he didn't know where to start. There's so many pieces to this. There's so much stuff to do that, he didn't know where to start, and he was kind of paralyzed by it. So Facebook Friday, if you're in our Facebook page, Window Treatment Marketing Pros, we have a group called Window Treatment Marketing Secrets. I will be broadcasting live to that group. So if you're not in the group, you need to go request access, and you can do that through the Facebook page there. And it's a cool little community that we've got going on. We also have a new social media posting service, which we haven't really announced yet, but I guess I'm announcing it right now. And that we're taking kind of like a pre-launch request for anybody that wants to learn more about it. And basically, it's going to be a posting service. We're going to post to your social media every single day. And it's going to be super cheap. I think we're going to launch this at like $117 a month. So very, very affordable. And, the Facebook algorithm will love the fact that you're posting every day, and it's all around going to be a pretty cool tool. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about that, you can go to wtmarketingpros.com/social-request. I do have a book, and my book is called Your Internet Marketing Plan for Window Treatment Companies. I don't know if you guys can see me holding this up or not, but I'm happy to send you a book if you don't have one already. I would be happy to send you one. You can get that at wtmarketingpros.com/book. Let's see. Jamie says she can't hear me, so hopefully you guys can still hear. If not, I might have to do some technical modifications here. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, there was some stutter, but it's fine. Okay, good. Thanks, Alan. And that might have been me stuttering. Who knows, right? If you do want the book, wtmarketingpros.com/book, I'll get one in the mail to you. And then lastly, along the same lines of where to get started, we're actually working on building a new marketing academy, which we're going to have well over 100 how-to videos, private coaching calls, questions with a private Facebook group, lots of stuff. So lots of cool things coming down the pipeline that are not ready to go yet, but will be soon, and really all aimed to help you guys grow your businesses. Speaking of which, we are actively looking for businesses across the country that really want to grow in the next year. And if you're interested in that, easiest thing to do is just go to our website, click the little schedule a strategy session there, and we'll get on the phone and talk for 10, 15 minutes. No big commitment or anything like that. So, all right, housekeeping's out of the way. Let me see if there's any more comments. Marie, interested in LinkedIn for targeting commercial design window treatments, i.e. banks, corporate, schools, institutions. Okay, that's a great topic. LinkedIn's a little expensive on the paid ad side, but there are some things you can do in LinkedIn to really get in front of the right people. So that would be a fantastic topic. So thank you, Marie. I will take that into consideration. So, all right, on to the critiques. So, all right, I'm going to move this over here. So first we've got Andrea, and I'm going to pull up her website here, owensborointeriordesigner.com. Andrea says, this is a Wix site, low monthly rate. I built most of it and then did not finish it. It's not brought me business, and I mostly use my other two web pages, House and Facebook business page, I'm assuming. The website is currently generating really no leads. So, all right. So let's pull this up and just see. So first impressions. The first thing I see here is, this is kind of hard to see, Hoffman Design LLC. I'd also probably move it over to the left, and over on the right, I'd put your phone number big and bold. And some of these things you're going to hear me repeat because a lot of businesses, a lot of websites have the same structural issues. But I would definitely move that over. I'd get some sort of a logo instead of the come in, we're open. And I put your phone number over here, big and bold. The other thing that I would definitely recommend is fixing this navigation so you can see it. So that light gray is pretty tough to see there. So that's an issue. The other thing is when I scroll, your navigation doesn't stick to the top there. So, there are points on the page where I can't see that navigation anymore. And it's pretty common for navigations to be what we call sticky nowadays and to stay up there so that no matter where I'm at, I can always go back to those particular things. Next, I see that your site is secure, which is fantastic. I'm going to click on the portfolio. Okay, you can see a little run over here with this click on images. I don't know, it's kind of cute. And one thing about images is people love them. So especially with the window treatment site, people love to go see what they can do with their windows. And this looks like it's more interior design driven, so not just window treatments. But it's nice that people can see and imagine what their house could look like. You may want to categorize these pictures in a little bit better way so that you can start to optimize your site for window treatment, for interior design, for kitchen design, for, I think I saw a church in here. So church design, all these different things could be their own galleries, their own pages, that kind of stuff. Jamie's asking if these are stock pictures or yours. I don't know if Andrea is on to answer that. So I don't know. I'm going to guess that they're probably a mix of both. Some of these look like really, really nice stock photos. This one, see how this one's a little smaller. So this one may be, which is interesting, some sort of little blurb at the bottom. So they may be pictures that she's taken. Quite honestly, I'm not sure, but I love the idea. I think from a search engine standpoint, they're not going to know what this page is. There's no text on this page at all. So they're not going to know what this page is even about. So I know Marie's on here and she likes my little site colon command. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to copy the domain And then I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type in site colon and then the domain. So no spaces, site colon Owensboro interior designer.com. And basically what this does is this says, hey, Google, what do you know about this website? What pages do you have indexed? What do you know about it? And as you can see, 3 pages is all this website is. Horrible title on the home page there, which we can talk about in a minute. Designer on whatever this is, the contact page, and then the portfolio page, which is the graphics. So we can see here that there's no real text on the page for them to even know what to put into these little areas here. So definitely some missed opportunity with this one. I'm going to click on contact. Oh, that's interesting. The contact button doesn't actually work. I wonder if it's being overlaid by this little image thing. I can't even click on that. Isn't that interesting? Let's go back to the home page. All right, let's try it this way. There we go. All right, so here's the contact page, simple form and a message. Hit send. It's good. You get the phone number on here. Again, I'd put that at the top of every page for sure. There's a link to the Facebook page and a link to email. I'm not sure what's going on with this footer. It's just a picture, but it looks like it's following me around on every page. I definitely put some contact information down here. If you start writing any blogs, anything like that, I'd link to those at the bottom. And then lastly, the about page looks like it's just some information more about Andrea again, but pretty generic site. I'd probably recommend a rebuild in something like WordPress. I'd be curious to know if this is mobile friendly. Let's shrink this down here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see, it doesn't look to be mobile friendly. So it's not what we call responsive theme. Responsive website, and people that are visiting this on mobile devices are probably just going to cruise right on back because it's hard to navigate on a small screen like that. So anyway, there's a couple tips. I also want to pull up my little tool here for Owensboro. So this is a tool that I use called Ahrefs. And it lets me do audits on sites. This particular site scored a 12 out of 100, crawled 25 URLs, which is interesting because when we look here, Google only knows about 3 of the pages, but this tool thinks there's 25, which is interesting. If we go down here and look at title tags, meta descriptions, H1 tags, and then content, these are kind of scored here. And I'll explain what each of these are. Title tags are unique, and then there's 19 that are bad duplicates. But where the title tag is important is right here. And this is an opportunity for you. This is something you can fill in on WordPress sites and on a lot of other sites as well. But you have an opportunity here to put interior design Owensboro, something like that, instead of just this Hoffman Design LLC. Google looks at those page titles and judges your site, helps rank your site because of those words there. So missed opportunity for sure. You can see it up here in the browser that's all that's showing up. And then meta description is a 2-sentence thing that you can put behind the scenes. And that is what lets you do this. So it lets you actually control what shows up in Google here as well. And it's very important, not so much for SEO, search engine optimization, but for interacting with humans. So if somebody typed in Owensboro, because, this is not terribly compelling, it's not drawing me to it. So this is something that you can fill out. And as we can see here, they're all empty. Same thing goes for the H1 tag. This is a heading tag that you could put on your actual page. And this is probably, in this case, it should be this here, Interior Design Studio Owensboro is probably what I would put, or something along those lines. That makes a little bit more sense. But this should be an H1 tag. It's probably not. It's probably just a white font in a bigger size. But behind the scenes, a web developer could make that what's called an H1 tag. Now, she did say that this was a Wix low monthly site, so it doesn't look like it's driving many leads to her. And here is a button for consultation. And it wants to open an email instead of taking me to a form or something like that. So lots of missed opportunities, I think, on here. And she said it wasn't finished. Anyway, see if I have any questions. Don't see any questions. All right, let's go on to the next one. This is Marie, Window Designs, etc. I click on here. All right, I'm going to close these windows so we stay on track here. Okay, Marie, WordPress site on my own for several years, then Website Pro using Vantage theme. I'm not sure what Website Pro is. I do have the ability to tweak on my own, leaving technical things to the pro. Just activated Hunter Douglas site for blinds and shades built by HD. So, Marie, is that a separate website, the Hunter Douglas site, or is that what this site is? It looks like maybe this is the Hunter Douglas site. This is actually built from a Hunter Douglas predetermined template, I think. Website professionals set up the Vantage. Okay. So this is cool. This is good. I like that the navigation is sticky. I think you're missing your phone number up here, so not making it obvious how to connect with you. Window Designs, etc. by Marie, leading custom luxury interior designer and window treatment expert in Central Massachusetts. I love that you're mentioning where you're at. You might even want to get more specific about the actual location that you're at, or the major city that you're trying to rank for, instead of just saying Central Massachusetts. Not a lot of people are going to type in window designer Central Massachusetts. They're probably going to type in something a little bit more specific, like that. So maybe change that to a specific city or major city, something like that. A little bit of text here, and then a little bit of text here. Overall, not a ton of text. So let's go do, let's do site colon. All right, according to Google, 271 results on this page. That's good. That's better than 3. And lots of different things here. Okay, good. That's fantastic. So lots of results, lots of pages. It does look like these appear to be unique descriptions, which is good. Some of these pages could probably really be blocked from the search engines, like this blog categories. That there's no reason for anybody to see that page or land on that page. So what you can do is you can block this page in what's called your robots.txt file. And that is by just going to robots.txt. And if you have one, yep, you do. So it's just got a couple things in here, but you can actually add another line, kind of like this disallow line here. You can add another line that says disallow, and then some of these category related pages, like this browse categories. Here's a thank you page you probably don't want indexed anyway. Things like that. Go to next. blog/page/9. So this needs to be blocked. All of these /pages/whatever should really be blocked, because what can happen is Google can issue a duplicate content penalty. So basically, this is just a listing of articles, in this case, page 9 of articles that you've written, but this content is also showing up in other places. So it's showing up on the actual blog post, things like that. So it's possible that you could get penalized for having duplicate content on some of these pages. And the way to fix that in WordPress is to block all of these archive related files. And that's probably the best way to do it. Getting a little technical, and I don't want to lose you guys. So, all right. So let's pull up the audit for this site too, and you scored a 78, which is good. That's better than the 12, so that's fantastic. All right. So let's look at this. Looks like you've got a bunch of unique title tags. That's fantastic. Your meta descriptions, you're missing around half of them, which actually might fix itself when you block out some of these categories, these blog categories and things like that. So let's go down here, and I'll go back up there, but meta description tag missing or empty. If I click on that, it'll actually give me a listing of those pages. So we can see the portfolio page, the privacy policy, probably one you want to block anyway. Everybody's got a privacy policy. It's not a page that's going to rank for anything ever. Here's a category. Here's a tag. Tag pages really need to be blocked anyway. And that's just a function of WordPress that is on by default, and it has to be turned off. You can use the Yoast SEO plugin to turn those off. Or you can block them through your robots.txt file. Either way works for the same results. So even though it says you have a bunch of missing meta descriptions, I bet if you block those pages, you probably end up with a list of 4 or 5 pages really that still need any loving done to them. H1 tags, unique, fantastic, and good unique content on all your pages. Now, there are a lot of redirects on your site. I'm going to click on this, 241 redirects. 301 moved permanently. So this page /author/Marie moved to the home page. It's redirected. Here's the exact, oh no, here, this one's different. /Marie goes to the Marie page with a slash. So looks like lots of redirects to pages that are ending in a slash. This one is what is a duet? Architella, which I think is a Hunter Douglas product, and it's going to what is a duet Architella window shade. So somewhere along the line, that page permalink was rewritten, and there's a redirect. So not necessarily a bad thing. But you know, the less redirects you can have, the better. So here we've got elegant archtop window swags and drapes /attachment/20 whatever. This is most likely a picture that it's been redirected to a JPEG. So once again, a lot of these can probably be taken out or blocked in the robots file. Marie says, I love Yoast. When we launched the Marketing Academy, I've got about 40 videos on WordPress SEO, which a lot of them go around Yoast and how to modify the Yoast plugin to really optimize your site a lot. So that'll be really cool when that goes live. All right, lots of redirects. The other thing I see a lot of redirects is when somebody goes from a non-secure to a secure site. That will also cause a ton of redirects. There is a lot of redirect chains. So basically, a page is redirected to a page that is redirected somewhere else. So 52 of those. And, so we can see there's a couple steps in a lot of these where it used to be here, then it was redirected here, then it was redirected here, then it was redirected to the final destination here. So a lot of those can probably just be fixed by taking out the steps and jumping all the way over, or just deleting it altogether. And we'd have to get in a little bit more detail to really look at that. But lots of redirect chains. Let's see what else I see right off the top of my head. Oh, slow pages. Okay, so this is a big one. So if they think your site is loading slowly, this can affect your rankings for sure. So I'm going to grab your domain here, and I'm going to go to mobile. No, that's not right. Page Speed Insights. Page Speed Insights is a free tool from Google. And as you can see, I just Googled it. It's the easiest way to do it. And then we'll analyze the site and see what Google thinks about how fast or slow your page is loading. And this can affect your rankings, as I said. So the loading slowly. Yeah, look there, 28 on mobile. So that's pretty major issue there. People on mobile devices may just, hit the back button, go to the next one. The other thing here is Google, over the last year, actually split their index. So there is a mobile index and a desktop index. So let's look at your desktop score. Okay, 65. So it's possible that you might be ranking in searches that people are doing on desktop, but most likely Google is not going to rank your site for those same searches on the mobile index because it's too slow. And they're trying to provide the best result to their customers, which are the searchers. So this is probably not one of the results that they would like to show purely because of the speed. With the last site we looked at, mobile friendly, it wasn't responsive. So there are different things, but really the big thing here for you is the speed. And this Page Speed Insights does give you things to do. So these are things you can do. Eliminate render blocking resources. Well, what does that mean? Typically that means call your web person and have them look at this page, right? I mean, some of these are a little bit technical. Some can be fixed possibly by getting a plugin. It depends on where you are hosting your site. Let's see if I can find that real quick. You can go to whois.sc and then put in a domain. So you are using Cloudflare, which is interesting, but your site is being hosted at Bluehost. Okay, so Bluehost is your hosting company. And then on top of Bluehost, you're using a service called Cloudflare, takes your website and basically replicates it across many, many, many servers. So if I'm looking for you in New York City, I'm bouncing off a server probably in New York City, so it's loading quicker for me. If I'm in Massachusetts, it's going to load from a local server there. So even though Bluehost is in Utah, not everybody going to your site is loading your page all the way from Utah. Now we're talking microseconds difference here in page load speed, but the fact that this came back with a low score tells me that there are probably some issues related to maybe your theme isn't responsive enough, or there could be a lot of different reasons, and these are the reasons listed right here. So hopefully that gives you some information about your current site here. So slow pages, definitely a big thing that I saw here. Let's see if there's anything else. Open Graph tags are missing. Open Graph is a tool that is some code behind the scenes, but it helps you with your social media mostly. So what it does is it tells Facebook, here's the picture to use when somebody shares this thing. Here's a blurb. Here's the title. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go to Facebook. And I'm going to paste this in right here. And Facebook will go see what this page is about in a minute, load some stuff in. So the stuff that it's loading right now is from Open Graph, assuming Open Graph is set up correctly. So we see there's the title. There is the description, typically matches the meta description, but we notice it didn't grab a picture. Which it should have grabbed your feature image, which might be this one, I'm not sure, but it didn't grab that. So there's some problems with the Open Graph that is related to the Yoast plugin again, and it's just some things behind the scenes inside the Yoast plugin that probably need to be looked at to fix that. So 113 of those are missing. Lots of good things here. Page has links to broken pages. So let's see here. Okay, so your homepage has a link to /contact, which it thinks is broken. No, it's not a broken page. So it's there. So that may be the tool acting a little bit crazy. It is getting an odd code of 409 conflict, which maybe there's some sort of error behind the scenes that maybe is causing some sort of weird error. Is a write error 23. I'm not sure what this is. I've never seen this code before, but something behind the scenes that us humans are not seeing. The search engines and maybe even your host is having a little trouble with. So anyway, worth looking into. Jamie asks, does your website have to be published in order to use Ahrefs' other tools? Yes, it has to be live in order to use it. And the Ahrefs tool, I think, is free for like your one site. If you're just looking at one site, I think you can get access to a lot of the tools for free. I'm paying a ton of money for this thing every month, but it lets me do a lot more in-depth stuff, and it lets me run a ton of campaigns all at the same time. So I think it might be free for just one site. It's been a while since I looked at it. Let me close some of these before I get too many things going. Yeah, I don't really want to post it. Okay. All right, next up is Alicia, and she and I actually did a interview. So she's in a little bit different situation. She has a drapery app where you can estimate your measuring, or you can get your measuring done. You can estimate costs. You can order your products, all that kind of thing. So a little bit different audience too. Whereas window treatment awning companies are focusing on getting leads, people to fill out a form or pick up the phone and call. In her situation, she's more interested in getting people to download the app. So a little bit different, a different target market. Her target market really is the window treatment dealers, right? Whereas we're going after the residential and commercial end users or ordering people, that kind of stuff, decision makers. So a little bit different situation here, but let's take a look anyway. So Home WIP is the website. I see that it's secure. I see that it has something, drapery ordering, online and mobile solution. Easy to understand what it is right off the bat. There's a try it free button. This is good. This is off to a good start. I don't see a phone number, and that might be on purpose because maybe you want people really to just download the thing. A little bit of information about it. There's a video, pricing, $9 a month. A little bit about expert and co-founder Sherry. This is great. Join our weekly Q&A. Lots of stuff. The only thing I'd say about this page is it's pretty long. And if I was on a mobile device, it might be really, really long for me. Kind of hard to decide what am I supposed to do. Now, if I just saw this try it free button and all this other stuff maybe wasn't there, or it was dumbed down so it wasn't so much, might be good. I'd have to look at it on a mobile. Let's squeeze it down. So that's interesting that it just squeezes that all a lot smaller. I'd probably rebuild that square so that it's a little bit easier to see on mobile. A lot of space here. We can see it pretty much just squeezed everything down, which is good. It's responsive, but I'm wondering if it's a little bit overwhelming that way. Menu shows up, so that's good. They're a little bit small, but not horrible. Okay, Marie says, thank you. You're welcome. All right, let's look at the site audit tool for this one. Alicia scored a 54 on there. While that's loading, I do have the interview with her if you want to learn a little bit more about her drapery tool, how it got started, that kind of stuff. You can go to the website, and out there is our interview with her as well, which is pretty cool little thing to kind of see how she got started and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, scored a 54. 117 URLs were crawled. So let's look at Google, see what Google says, site : Google thinks it's 20 pages, 117. But let's see what else it says. Good title tags for 43 pages, bad duplicates on 16. Meta descriptions definitely need some work. Lots of bad duplicates. So a bad duplicate in a meta description typically means when you build your site, most of these content systems ask you for a blurb about your site, right? A sentence or two. And what they do is they just dump that in anywhere that you don't manually put in a specific meta description for that page. And it just fills in the other ones. So you're not missing a meta description for a lot of pages, but they're the same across a lot of pages, which could be a problem when you're trying to get somebody to click on a result and they say something fairly generic. So this is an example of a page that doesn't have a meta description. And what Google does then is just grabs random text off the page. We can see that exact same thing right here. So some of these are probably missing, and you're missing an opportunity to really kind of tweak each page and once again write something compelling. If this result were to show up, if I typed in drapery ordering for my workroom or something, and this was one of the results, then this should be written in a way that makes me want to say, oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Click, right? Because remember, there's going to be 9 other results and maybe some ads and maybe a map, so there's lots of competition. So you really want to optimize these meta descriptions the best you can to, again, make them as compelling as possible, and that they stick out a little bit and that they match what that person is looking for overall. All right. Let's see if anything else sticks out. Meta descriptions too short, 45 pages, 10 of them are missing. A little bit of open graph missing stuff, but that's probably not too bad. All right, low word count. So this one's interesting. Google can't see pictures. So back on our very first website that we did, that gallery page had no words on it at all. So Google can't see pictures, so they have no idea what that page is about. And they only rely on text to learn what a page is about. And there's not a lot of text that the search engines can see on this page. There's a little bit more here, but there are some pages on her site, that don't have a lot of words. So the question typically is, well, what is the right amount of words? Well, I would say absolute minimum 350 words on a page. Now, we would probably not put too many pages or websites out with only 350 words on it, but it's a good start. When it comes to something like writing a blog, we're at 1,000 words minimum, and that number's creeped up over time. But we want somebody to come to the site. We want them to get lots of good value, answer the question they might be researching about, and of course, hopefully click the button to schedule an appointment, right? Or pick up the phone. But Google watches how long somebody comes to your website before they hit the back button. In fact, there's a thing called time to long click. And time to long click basically is, if I do a search in Google for drapery Miami, right? If I do this search and I click on this result and I come back to Google within, let's say 5 seconds. No, that's probably not what I wanted. Then I go to the second result, come back, that's not what I wanted. Then I go to the third result, blindsofmiami.com, and I don't come back to Google, or I don't come back to Google for a couple minutes. Google thinks, okay, this third result probably answered that person's question. And over time, if that continues to happen, this site will move up and replace the ones that they think are not really answering the question that the person is searching for. So ways to fix that is like she's done here. She's added a video. So somebody that comes to the site is probably going to watch the video. This is 1:46. So if you watch the video or even half the video, Google sees that person stayed on this page for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it happened to be. So some really cool stuff there. Kind of creepy that they're watching what happens, but it's smart for them to do that, because if this particular result is answering the questions of more people, it makes sense for them to move it up, right? So when you're writing content, you don't just want to write 1,000 words just to write 1,000 words. There's another digital marketing guy that says, if you want fluff, go pet a bunny. Well, he's right. If you want fluff, this isn't the place to do it. And on your own website is not the place to do that. But if you can write some really good content and solve some things for people, they're going to love you. Google's going to reward you for that as well. So that tangent was all related to the low word count built that don't have an actual link to them, but my system found those pages anyway. So just some orphan related pages out there, maybe some old pages, maybe some product pages or services that you no longer have. You didn't really delete the page, you just took it out of the menu. Well, Google's probably still going to find it, and my tool in this case did find a lot of those as well. All right. Let's see if there's anything else that stands out to me. I don't think so on this one. Fairly good, a good site, and you can see I think it's nicely built. I think maybe, I don't know about the phone number up there, but there's a try it free button here. I would say that at this point, there's no call to action for me. So there's no try it free button until I get way down here. Here's a contact form. So there's a lot of real estate here where you're not telling me what to do. So if I come to this page and maybe I just scroll past this, right? I'm used to seeing this on the other pages. And I get here and I'm starting to read, and okay, this sounds like something I want. There's no obvious next step for me. So maybe it's a button up here in the header that says try now, and it's red, or something that's different that really sticks out to me and makes it obvious what I need to do next. So that would probably be my biggest thing about that. I'd also put your NAP, or your name, address, phone number, in the footer for sure, and not so much for a site that's working on apps, but for the other sites, for the window treatment companies, for the awning companies, you definitely need your name, address, phone number in the footer, so that it's one of the last things that the search engines see. And you know what? While I'm here, I'm going to talk about social. Let's open these. So Twitter. This is her Twitter page. And no. That opened up. Oh, it went to Twitter home. It didn't go to Twitter/home WIP. Okay, so there's a problem, right? It didn't go to her Twitter page. And if you don't have a Twitter page and you're not keeping it up to date, just take the link off your site. Facebook page, not working. I'd definitely take that link off the site, figure out what's wrong, why it's not showing up here. See if she even has a Facebook page. Here it is. So it's there. It's Home WIP for designers. And the Google Plus, no longer available for personal and brand accounts. Google Plus was like the gym, right? Everybody signs up and nobody goes. That's the way that I've always said Google Plus is. So in this case, lesson learned here. If you don't have a Twitter page, take it off. Take off the Google Plus button for sure. Update the Facebook button so it goes to your page. And if you're not posting July 15, yesterday, okay, so she's posting on her Facebook page, which is great. So I would definitely link to it. But if you're not posting on your Facebook page or any social media platform, I wouldn't link to it because I have seen examples of people clicking on those to see is this a legit business? Are they, somebody I want to do business with? And then they come to a page that hasn't been updated since 2012. And that's possibly a detractor when it comes to them deciding to do business with you. So, all right. Lots of good stuff there. Let's move along. I'm going to close all these before it gets out of control on me. Okay, Eric. I think Eric is on here today. Eric, thanks for joining. Retractableawnings.com. First of all, what a fantastic domain name. Nice job grabbing that one. So third version of our site was completed early 2017, designed in Slovenia, custom coded in Python in Russia. Python is a web programming language. Leads per month, confidential. Okay, fair enough. So let's pull it up. I'm always a little leery about custom designed sites just because they require a lot of work. They require a lot of maintenance, and it's all manual related work. You know, if we need something done, it's very likely that we need to have a designer on, a programmer that can get in and fix it, right? So, all right, so here's the site. I did notice it took a little long to load. So let's run it through PageSpeed Insights real quick. It could be my internet connection. So instead of just blaming that, let's see what happens here. Let that run for a minute. All right, while that's running, let's look here. So Eric, you've got the phone number up here. That's awesome. Nicely done. I like that it's a different color than the rest of the colors on the page. That's good. There is a little gap here, and I think that might be related to some of these menu items. This is nice. So custom retractable screens, retractable canopies, freestanding awnings. So nice job on separating residential, commercial. So you're building out pages on your site for specific things. So if I'm going to click on, this is under commercial, I'm going to click on retractable screens. So you've built a page. The title for this page is Commercial Awnings - Retractable Screens. I'd be curious to know, Eric, if you're selling nationwide or if you're focusing on a specific area. That would be a good question for me. If you could answer that. If you're focusing nationwide, then something like retractable screens and really the word commercial needs to be in here. If this is a commercial page, that needs to be in this. This is probably your heading tag or your H1 tag. If you are only looking to be in certain areas, then I would add, some sort of a location here. Okay, Eric, we are shipping worldwide. Fantastic. So that's good and bad. The good thing is you've got a broader audience. The bad part is you have to use much more competitive terms. So retractable screens, I'll show you something cool in Ahrefs again. There's a Keywords Explorer here, and the Keywords Explorer lets me put in a specific word. So we'll put in retractable screens, and we can see that specific term gets almost 2,000 searches a month, 1,800 searches a month. If we look at some other ideas, retractable window screens, another 800, retractable patio screens, another 800, retractable porch screens, another 600. So there's a lot of traffic out here, but at the same time, there's going to be a lot more competition for these terms as well. So as we get a little more specific, retractable window screens, so we added a word, you can see the keyword difficulty gets a little bit easier. It's only searched 800 times a month, which is nice. I mean, if you had a piece of that, that would be fantastic. And window screens is the parent topic. If I click on here, we can actually see a bunch more ideas of things that you could possibly rank for. Now, once again, the volume here are searches. This is searches per month. And then these are how many clicks that particular search gets. So window screen, 18,000 times a month it is searched, resulting in 12,700 clicks. Boy, that'd be great to have a piece of that, but not an easy thing to rank for. So that's kind of the tough part of it, with it being a more of a nationwide play than of having to look at things, I think. And you could spend, quite honestly, you could spend upwards of 8, 10, 12,000 a month just on link building and optimization and some of these things, just to if you really wanted to rank for these these competitive terms, it's very possible that you'd spend a ton of money to do so. I love that when I click on these, each one goes to its own page about this particular product. This is fantastic. This is really nice. Order or request more info, choose your awning tool. These are great. I don't see the menu sticking with me, but actually it doesn't look, oh, here's the menu up here. The menu is not sticking with me. So there are points when maybe there's not really a call to action. It does look like you guys are running a live chat tool, which is cool. Love that. That's really good. Place an order, call us here. I love that it's in red. You got some videos, so these are going to keep the person on the site a little bit longer again, which is great. When you log in with Discus, so Discus is a commenting tool that requires you to log in order to leave comments. So the bad thing about this really is you might want to think about maybe possibly changing your commenting policies. And the reason I say that is if somebody wants to leave a comment, maybe not so much on a product page, but especially on blog related pages or things like that, if somebody wants to leave a comment about something you've written, they're giving you free content, and the content has the keywords in it and things that you, especially with 5 or 10 or 20 comments, not only does it appease the search engines because, you know, there's more content, there's more people talking about this particular topic. It also makes your page just, you know, a little bit longer and a little bit more interactive. And the other thing is there's something called social proof, where if people come to a page and there are no comments, they're not likely to comment. And especially with something like this, I mean, I'm not going to hit this and do all that stuff just to leave a comment, you know, on this particular item. But it kind of discourages people, whereas something with 5 or 10 comments on it, people are more likely to write their own comment. Oh yeah, I had that same situation, or, oh yeah, I really love mine, you know, and I'm in Hawaii, or whatever it happens to be. So, you know, I don't know, just a different way to think about things. The other thing is there is a ton of information here, and I'm worried about, yeah, this page is really long on a mobile device. And if you guys custom coded this, fixing each page, so getting rid of some of this extra stuff, you know, in a mobile situation might be a lot of programming, might be a lot of work, but probably worth it, because that's a lot of content loading. I don't know what this is. You got some code there. Oh, it's just slow to load, I guess. Lots of content to load, so it's going to load slower, you know, especially on devices, mobile devices, which are slow in the first place. So let's go look at your page speed. So you got a 47 on mobile. I would blame half of this on the fact that maybe it's a little bit long. And then, you know, there are some other reasons down here, some more technical stuff that you could give to your web guys. Let's look at desktop, 92, fantastic. And good. So that means it's probably not my, or it probably is just my internet connection being a little bit crazy here. Eric says we do have custom Django CMS where we can make changes to the content. Okay, so there is a CMS behind the scenes. Django is could be compared to Magento, which is another e-commerce situation, kind of like WordPress for you guys that are familiar with WordPress, but a little bit more hyped up and built more specifically for custom development and for e-commerce, I think. So, okay, let's look at your audit before I go too long here. Retractable awnings. So you scored an 80, which is nice. Congratulations. That's good. And I kind of expected it. Looks like a lot of things are in place correctly. Let's see. Retractable DNS resolution took too long. So that's an interesting little comment that it has up there. I'm not sure where you're hosting your site. So, okay, big thing missing here is your meta descriptions. It looks like lots of them are empty, missing. About half of your H1s are duplicated. So there's an issue that probably needs to be looked at. Content, pretty good. couple redirects, nothing terrible there. Lots of missing meta descriptions. We talked about that already. Open Graph looks like pretty much every page is missing that. So let's just use this one here. Sometimes the Open Graph reports as being wrong, but doesn't necessarily always mean that's true. So once again, it didn't pull in a picture. It is pulling in some content here and your title. So worth looking into just to see if there really is a problem with the Open Graph. But the real important thing for that is if somebody, for whatever reason, wants to share this page on their Facebook profile or Twitter or Pinterest, any of them, it's better if you can provide the title and the description and the feature image, than the system just having to go grab random things from the page. That's never a good thing. It's probably not going to work out well for you. So, all right, let's see. We are coming up on the hour. So if you do have to jump off, I understand. I've got 2 more to go through. But Eric, it looks like some work on the mobile end, especially for delivery and speed. You might also want to look into AMP if you don't have that. AMP for Django. Don't know if there's something that you can do related to that. So accelerated mobile pages is what it's called. It's a tool specifically from a project that Google kind of came up with. And what it does is it strips out a lot of pictures and a lot of stuff and just loads the content a lot faster on mobile devices. So it has its drawbacks. It has its really good points, but might be worth you looking into as well. So, all right, hopefully that helps you a little bit. Let's go here, go to the next one. Brian, Shutterland, once again, cool domain. I like it. Easy to understand. The cool thing about Shutterland.com, retractablehauntings.com, you can say it over the phone. So one of the things I always like is the fact that I could pick up the phone and call my mom and say, Mom, go to Shutterland.com, and hang up the phone, and Mom would know what to do, right? It's not hard to understand. There's not a dash in it or a .net or, some of these other things that throw people off a little bit. So easy to understand. Shutterland.com. Great. All right. So here's the site. I think this might be, this is Brian. Brian, are you on here today? Let's see. Brian is on here. Okay, good. Brian, thanks for being on here. So Shutterland, once again, I'm guessing that this is an e-commerce situation. No phone number at the top. There is a phone icon, but I have to push it in order to find out more. Let's see what happens if I push that. Okay, it dumps me to a contact page, and there is a phone number here. So might be worth putting up here a little bit more obvious. If you want somebody to call you, I'd also put it in the footer. And I'd put down here some sort of an address. Here's an address here. I'd consider putting that in the footer for the search engines as well. In an e-commerce situation, a little bit different because you don't necessarily want people to come to the location. In fact, this is a PO box. You want them to order online in most cases. So, all right, let's go to a product page. By the way, beautiful site. I love it. I think it's fantastic. As a guy, I dig the brown and orange. I bet females, however, would tend to dislike the color scheme. You might just want to ask a couple of your honest female friends and see what they say. From my understanding of colors, they tend to not like browns, especially, and maybe even oranges as well. So depends on who your target audience is, quite honestly. And if it's men, then, home run, press on, right? All right, I think these pages look great. So I clicked on economy wood, and I ended up at affordable raised panel shutters. And it looks like I can start to build out my own shutters here. So, okay, lots of stuff to fill out. That's okay. If I'm if I'm really looking for one of these, I probably know this information. I'm probably going to be pretty specific and know what these are. I love that you have how to measure, how long it takes you guys to do it, information on delivery. This is fantastic. This is all great information that, excuse me, I'm sure took you a long time to put together. Yeah, all of these dimensions. So good from a usability standpoint. I'd say it's pretty good. Your menu sticks with you up here, which is great. Download spec sheet. So can somebody actually order these? Okay, so they can get a price. Let's see if it'll do it without me filling everything out. No, it won't. Okay, so let's see. No, unfinished. Okay, so it does end up giving me a price. I can add it to the cart. Took a little work to get to that point. That's okay. I think you probably have to answer these questions or ask these questions to make sure that you're delivering the right thing. Free shipping. I love that it has free shipping. Let's see. Jamie says, yes, you're right. Does not speak to me, but then you are showing nude wood products, right? So they are wood. And in that case, they are going to be a little bit not exciting in the first place, but always good to have a little of the female response to, especially to colors. You know, that's important. Okay, free shipping. Let's pull up your audit. Let's see, this is Shutterland. And by the way, we have one more after this. So we're getting close to being finished here. 96, congratulations. That's fancy. That's fantastic. Let's see, meta descriptions. So right off the bat, your titles are fantastic. Most of your metas are good. Looks like you've got some empty ones. Let's click on that and see what they are. Bahama shutters, exterior vinyl shutters. Okay, the cart page probably could be blocked anyway. Here's a category page, an author page, tag. These all need to be blocked either through your robots.txt file or response to. Not exciting in the first place, but always good to have a little of the female response to, especially to colors. You know, that's important. Okay, free shipping. Let's pull up your audit. Let's see, this is Shutterland. And by the way, we have one more after this. So we're getting close to being finished here. 96, congratulations. That's fancy. That's fantastic. Let's see, meta descriptions. So right off the bat, your titles are fantastic. Most of your metas are good. Looks like you've got some empty ones. Let's click on that and see what they are. Bahama shutters, exterior vinyl shutters. Okay, the cart page probably could be blocked anyway. Here's a category page, an author page, tag. These all need to be blocked either through your robots.txt file or by page, but you can probably block a whole bunch of these right off the bat. They don't need to be indexed anyway, which is great that you have testimonials, lots of testimonials, tons of testimonials, which is great that you have all those. I would probably consider blocking all of those, just blocking the entire testimonial folder. Those pages don't need to be indexed. That's probably why they don't have meta descriptions. You didn't take the time to write those out. And we can see even the titles are pretty generic. Stephen D. Dash Shutterland exterior shutters. So those pages probably just need to be blocked from the search engines in the first place, and that'll fix that problem right off the bat. So you can max that out in green. I would assume the H1s probably very similar. There are a couple. So exterior shutter pictures, exterior shutters blog. This is your blog page missing an H1. So that's a big one that probably should be fixed. Cart page, don't worry about it. There's a /page/2. Here's all your testimonials again. So probably blocking those is going to fix a lot of that right off the bat, and you'll have a ton of green. Slow page, 125 pages are a little bit slow. Not compressed. So this is something that's interesting as well. A lot of services. Brian, what what platform is this built on? And if you can tell me that. And while you're telling me that, I'll actually show you how to find that. You can actually go to builtwith.com / in this case, shutterland.com. This looks like to be a WordPress site. So Google Analytics, Yoast. Yep, this is WordPress. So, okay. It's a WordPress site. Fantastic. All right. So, so what you can do is two things. Your hosting company might have built-in caching available for you. And if not, who is SC? Let's see where you're hosting at. Oh, what did I do wrong? Let's try it again. What am I doing wrong? Who is.sc/ oh, maybe I just typed in too much stuff. There we go. It's thinking this time. Okay, good. Okay, you're hosting at DreamHost. So I don't know the answer to this about DreamHost, but if they don't offer caching, CACHING, caching on the page, then you can get one of a couple different tools. My favorite is called Lightspeed caching or cache. This only works if it matches the server type that you're running, which would be a Lightspeed server. So that would be something you could ask them. If so, Lightspeed, what it does is it takes snapshots of all your pages, delivers them up a lot quicker, which would help with your speed. And the other thing is it can optimize your images. So the reason we're talking about this is because it says not compressed. So Lightspeed can actually downloads your picture, compresses it, and puts it back on your site. So there's not a lot of loss from looking at the picture for humans, but there's a lot of loss in size of the image, file size. So that makes your pages load faster, those kind of things. If you don't have Lightspeed, then the other one that I like is called Comet Cache. And both of these have WordPress plugins. Comet Cache is free, so is Lightspeed. But Comet Cache is great. And both of these tools, I'm pretty sure Comet Cache will also do the compression. If it doesn't, you can use one called TinyPNG, which is a compressing tool. And I think it does have a cost to it. It might be free for like 500 images a month or 100 images a month or something. I don't see a pricing thing here. But this tool, they do have a plugin as well. And you can do so many for free. And then after that, you have to pay like a penny an image or something. So, I mean, even if you had, 1,000 images on your site, you're talking $10 to get them all done. And basically you put the tool on there, the plugin, hit go, and it just kind of goes and does its thing. As long as you've got the money paid up to do the images, it'll do them. If not, you can do the free version. If you don't want to spend the money, you can do the free version. Then just remember every month to go in and optimize another 100 of them or whatever number they give you as a limit. So, all right, hopefully that helps you a bit. Kind of trying to watch the questions here. This is interesting. There's a couple pages that have multiple H1 tags. So your exterior home improvement, an author page, and a category page. So this is the only one I'd be concerned about. But for some reason, this page has more than one H1 tag. It has 2 of them. And this one looks to be on there twice, cost versus value comparisons. So not a huge thing, but typically you only want one H1 per page. These other 2 pages are probably something you need to block in the search engines anyway. So not an issue. But this one, I would definitely look into a little bit more. All right, let's see if there's anything else that's big. Page has broken CSS. This is interesting, 114 pages. Something wrong with some of the CSS coding. I'm not a CSS guy, So I don't know a whole lot about it. In fact, I despise CSS. I love what it does, but I don't know how to code it. So it looks like maybe something related to how it's calling in some of the Google fonts, and maybe some files that are missing or pulled in wrong. I see all these different percentage signs, which means there's symbols in there that maybe are not being called correctly or something. So worth looking into as well for those 114. And these look like they're major pages on your site. Solid panel shutters, exterior louvered shuttles. So these are some big ones that are, something's not being pulled in correctly. We can see these are not even being crawled, they're being ignored. So something else to look at there. So, all right, let's move on to the last one. See if anybody's got any questions. Nope. Okay. All right, the last one is Sue. Sue's website is sostylish.org. So here's one that's maybe a little bit tough to explain. You can't really say, Mom, go to sostylish.org and expect her to do it, right? Because she's going to type in SO, probably. She's also probably going to type .com because that's what people hear. Even if you say .net or .org or .us or all these other ones, a lot of people are still going to type .com just because that's what they're used to. So Sue is also on here. Hi, Sue. Thanks for being on. So, all right, let's see what you said. Website built in 2013, revamped a couple times, most recently last year. Built it myself. Love marketing, website design, along with making custom window treatments. Read a lot, doing lots of research on SEO. Lots of pictures at full size. So that's probably one thing that, like we just talked about, using one of those compression tools to fix a lot of those. And even Photoshop can do this. If you're familiar with Photoshop, you can actually compress them in there. Done as much with the website as I can. I'm sure there's room for improvement. However, I do rank in the top, in the 3-pack for my business listing in my local area, so I'm proud of that. Leads 2 to 5 per month. It varies. Okay, fantastic on the ranking in the local packs. So that's great. I'm gonna see if I can find out why. So first of all, here I am on repeat with the phone number. Let's get a phone number up here, or a button that says set up an appointment, some sort of call to action here. Also, I see that it's not sticky, so it's not staying there as I scroll. So there are times on the page when there are no calls to action for me, nothing to do, unless I want to read about you. But let's say I got this far and I want to go ahead and hire you. I got to go find out what do I do? Oh, I guess I go to contact us, so a little bit of maybe stumbling opportunity there, I guess. I do see that you do have CAD rendering, and that's a link to a page that says reasons to buy. Okay. This is good. I like the fact that there's a decent amount of content. I don't know why it opened in a new window. I can't hit the back button. So let's go to Silhouette. So again, it opened in a new window. Not the end of the world, just maybe a little odd, I guess. I love all these items. I would recommend all of our clients, I'm not even going to say some, all of our clients build out their product pages as separate pages. So sheer shades as a page, cellular and pleated shades as a page, another link, its own page. Now, the bad thing about this is you need to write content for every one of those pages. But here's the thing. If somebody's typing in, I'm not sure where you're located. Oh, Nantucket. No, that's the name of the shade. Let's see if I can find out where you're at. Okay, you're in Mount Laurel. I've actually been there. Okay, so you're in Mount Laurel. So if somebody were to type in sheer shades Mount Laurel, the chances of you ranking for that might be a little bit smaller. Not saying it's impossible, but it might be tougher for you to rank because you're telling Google that this page is about sheer shades, it's about cellular pleated shades, it's about Roman shades, it's about plantation shutters. It's about all these things. Whereas if you had a page specifically about sheer shades, and maybe even sheer shades in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, or a town close nearby there, you'd have a better chance of ranking for that. you'd be able to get more traffic, more specific traffic even. Jamie says, beautiful website. I love the colors and fonts. That's good. So see, here we are on, I'd say mostly purple, maybe a little shade of pink if I look at it directly on. To me, looking a little bit down at my monitor, it actually kind of looks gray and not pink. But when I look straight on, I can see that it is pink. So, that's just a monitor kind of issue probably. So, okay, it is secure. That's good. So I see that this is a .html. So this tells me that you could possibly be writing this code yourself. And I know you said you like web design. So you might be hand writing some of these instead of using a CMS, something like WordPress, something like that. There are CMSs out there that do end with HTML, but they're not a lot anymore. So pink and purple. And Jamie says to me it's lavender. And Sue says, yes, myself. So you coded each page. So that's good. It's just a little bit more work when I think you could maybe move to something like WordPress and save yourself some time. I got started hand coding and I love it. But once some of these tools came along, I didn't see the reason to not do it. It's so much faster to highlight this and say H1, and it's done, that kind of stuff. So overall good. Let's look at these images. So these are good. And these look like they're probably your own images, which is great. And I love that they have a description of every image on there. That's great. Looks good. So, okay. See our work. Okay. So these are, once again, more like a gallery. Might even be worth calling it a gallery. The other thing you might want to do here is only load, 12 of them, and then load these only if the person scrolls down, which maybe is true. I kind of scroll down quickly, but that would help with overall page load time. If you use the Page Speed Insights tool just to see how it loads, some of these pages might be a little slow. See how this looks on mobile. So on mobile, interesting, it shows the Facebook thing here. 105 people like this page. And here's the pictures, tiny little thumbs. And that opens up like that. Okay, I kind of like it. I wonder how fast it loaded or how slow it loaded. Maybe is a better way to say it. Multiple pages under, see our work. Oh, multiple pages. I'm not sure what you mean, unless you just mean pictures under here. Let me. Oh, I see. Okay, here we go. Layered treatments. Okay. So here's a page specifically for layered window treatments, more pictures again, and really no content. So just 2 sentences. If you want this page to rank in the search engines, you really need some more content. I'd put a little blurb up here and then add more content maybe at the end. Show me valances. So I'm just kind of bouncing around. So here's a little bit more content. That's good. You've got a review. So this is good for social proof. Even better situation would be to have a picture of them instead of what you did. I know what you're going for, but people identify with pictures of other people. Okay, these people really said this thing. It's works a little bit better. So, all right, let's pull up your audit. And this particular audit scored a 92. So that's really nice. Let's see what it says here. All right, same thing as most others. Some empty pages. Let's see, we've got 18 unique, good duplicates, bad duplicates, and not set or empty, 12. H1 tag, 9 unique, 21 good duplicates. So what is a good duplicate? Well, a good duplicate comes into play when they realize that it's /blog/category/category. All of these are, here's an archive. So these, once again, really should just end up being blocked by the search engines. And there's no reason for them to index these pages. And as you can see, actually, it says over here, is indexable? No. So not a huge issue there. Let's see if there's anything else that's crazy obvious to me. Some open graph tags incomplete, only 13 of those. Page only has one incoming internal link, 163. Oh, and these are all graphics. So it would make sense that only one page is pulling in a specific graphic because it's whatever that page is about. Missing alt text. So this is something I did not talk about today. Alt text is basically some code that you can put behind each picture. So in this case, when I mouse over this, I see that this picture has a title, and that title is Cafe Plantation Shutters with Shawl Valance in Living Room. However, it could also have an alt tag assigned to it as well. And this one might, I don't know which ones it is, but there's another tag behind the scenes where you can put in this exact same wording in an alt tag, and the search engines look at that as well when they're judging what this page is about. Now, search engines look at 300 and something different things. You know, some people think it's more than that. So fixing your alt tags is probably pretty low on the priority list, but it is something that you could potentially do to help your website rank a little higher. So overall, this one didn't score too bad, a 92, which is nice. I'm also going to go to this tool, which I did not show yet, Site Explorer. This is another tool that gives us a little bit different information about the site, and I'll go ahead and plug Susan here. So sewsty.org. Some other information around how the site's health is from a different angle. So first of all, here it is, the 67.9 millionth most popular website on the web. That sounds horrible, but it's not terrible. I've seen some in the 100, 200 million range. So, you know, the idea is to get to 1, which is nearly impossible to do. But over time, you know, the good thing here is the average of 3 months is you moved closer to number 1 by 5.6 million results, which is great. The other thing here is backlinks. So this is something that we work on a lot for our clients, and that is building more links to your site from external pages. So this is guest blogging, this is adding yourself to business directories, things of that sort. All of these things which drive basically the search engines see links as votes, and the more votes you have, the higher you're going to rank. So link building, probably the biggest missing portion of an SEO/digital marketing strategy. And we can see here that your links are trending downward over time. So that's definitely something. At one point you had 34 links pointing back to you. Currently it thinks you have around 20. So this number needs to be in the hundreds, if not thousands. Here, this is a different way to kind of look at that same thing, where you're looking at the blue is how many links you gained in May. You gained 8, but you lost 6. So you lose links just by websites going down, by them deleting the link, or it expiring, whatever it happens to be. There could be a lot of reasons for that. But over time, you want lots of links, and you want more blue than orange, really. These are your number 1 anchors. So these are how people are linking to you. 6 of them are basically no text. And then you've got things like custom made valances, photos, so stylish designs, LLC, 2 links like that. Here's one that says website, go URL. So some pretty generic stuff. The other thing I want to show you here is this organic keyword. So this is phrases that you are ranking for, whether you like it or not, which sounds horrible, but that's the way it is. So custom valance ideas, you are in the number 1 position for that search, which is fantastic. Now, only 100 people a month are looking for that. And quite honestly, it's probably not a great keyword for you to rank for, because they're looking for ideas. So they're looking for pictures. They're in research mode. They're probably not in hire you mode. And the other thing is you're in a specific area. So this only qualifies for people within, whatever, 40, 50 miles of your location. So good that you rank number one, but I think you're going to draw a lot of traffic from places that doesn't necessarily help your business grow. Now, if we look at number two, Custom Window Treatments New Jersey, you rank number 5. And the last time this report ran, which was 21 June, you were in position 9. So you moved up 4 spots for Custom Window Treatments NJ, which is fantastic. Congratulations. That's a really good one. Custom Drapery NJ, you're 9. You moved up 21 spots. So we can see you're doing some work, especially on the SEO side. We've got a lot of green here. And then some of these like Custom Valance Ideas down 5 spots, probably okay because it's not, once again, something you really want to rank for. And then we've got your brand terms in here like So Stylish. You rank 19, up 4. Not a lot of people are going to be searching for that. And quite honestly, you don't necessarily always want to put effort into ranking for your brand, because if somebody knows your brand, they're going to find you. They're going to pick up the phone and call you, whatever it happens to be. You're more interested in ranking for this kind of stuff. Custom Window Treatments New Jersey. That's fantastic. So anyway, that is the Site Explorer portion of this Ahrefs tool if you're interested in looking into that. So, okay, that is it. So I am finished. I'm sorry that I went terribly long, an hour and a half, but hopefully you guys got a lot of really good information. And as I said before, if you're interested in anything that we do, we'd love to talk to you. Just go to our website, wtmarketingpros.com, click on the strategy session. We'll chat a little bit more, and join us Friday for the Facebook Live. And then we'll be promoting the sign up for the September already, almost already, I guess, September training very shortly. So listen, thank you for everyone for jumping on. I appreciate you hanging around for this a little bit longer than usual session. But if you have any follow-up questions, shoot me an email, will@wtmarketingpros.com, and I'd be happy to answer those for you. We will get the replay out within a day or two. So listen, everybody, have a great day. Take care. See ya.